Hello and welcome to the 10th episode of the Random Talks, where we speak of everything and nothing at the same damn time. I am your best. Damn, I'm trying to come up with like a new motherfucking intro. It's not new, but I want to add something onto the intro. I want to be like, I'm your virtual best friend, Jakira, but something. I'm your virtual best friend. I don't know. It's your show host, and give me something that says like, you know, my name. I can say my name and also say your virtual best friend, because people say I'm talking. It feel like talking like I'm their friend. That didn't make any fucking sense. Oh, you can tell that bitch from the hood. I'm kidding. No, that's a fucking insensitive joke. If you're from the hood, you can pronounce things. You know how to speak. As you can see from the title, we are talking about the hood. The hood. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may have lived it. And some of you don't know what the fuck we're talking about. When I say the hood, I mean poverty, the impoverished, broke people. Broke. If you're in the hood, you ain't got no money. I know you're not. You don't have money if you're in the hood. And if you do have money, you probably didn't get it in the most legal way. That's me speaking from personal experience of what I've seen. That might not be the case everywhere, but 9 times out of 10, yeah, your boyfriend's a scammer. Your boyfriend's a scammer, babe. He always got money, but you never see that nigga leave for work. You've never seen him receive a W-2 paper in the mail. Like nothing. Spooky. If y'all know that girl, she's like, spooky. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you never see your man receive W-2s, but he always got money. Spooky. Like, it's spooky, bitch. I'm gonna start off this episode getting a bit controversial because I seen something on the interweb that kind of rocked my little world I got over here. A woman on the astonishing app TikTok stated, "I used to be afraid to admit this as a Black person, but I get really nervous and anxious around hood people." Now, there was a discussion that this comment was very anti-Black. And I first want to start this off with reading and describing what anti-Black is and the exact definition of anti-Black. Anti-Blackness refers to actions or behaviors that minimize, marginalize, or devalue the full participation of Black people in life. I think somebody just almost got in an accident in front of my house. Let me keep reading. The spectrum of anti-Black actions and behaviors span from unconscious bias to motivated acts of prejudice. They include the tolerance or the indifference to the underrepresentation, differential success, and advancement or experience of Black people in the university. That was a lot, but did you understand what I was reading? I just want to read a key point before I continue on. It says the spectrum of anti-Black actions and behaviors span from the unconscious bias to motivated acts of prejudice. My thoughts on this topic alone was initially very one-sided, and I did have a perception of, you know, what this comment exactly meant. But one thing that I really appreciate and started to do was not only hear out another person's side of the argument, was to also do my research and try and understand both point of views of the argument. That's how you have I'm not saying this is something even to debate. Well, I mean, at this point, yeah, it is. We're talking about it. But that's how you have a good and steady debate, is you understand not only where you're coming from, if you have a point of view, where the other person's coming from, and if somebody else is in it, you understand where they're coming from. You have to like understand to have a good argument. Like, you have to understand where they're coming from, or at least know where they're coming from, for your argument to even be as strong. In my personal opinion, I never been in debate. I was a theater kid. It was either debate or theater. I wasn't fucking smart. They were talking about politics and shit, bitch. I can't name all 50 states. The Florida education system was shit. Still is, but shit. What are you talking about right now? But the following statements have impacted my point of view on this issue. So this person says, I'm not scared of other black folks. That's wild as fuck if you are. I am, however, highly uncomfortable around very loud, unpredictable, and aggressive behaving individuals. Because of where I live, unfortunately, that number happens to be majority African Americans. It's not their skin color. Because I'm black, my family is black. It is, however, the presenting attitude of not giving a fuck. It's the persona, not the person type of thing. And before I read the comment that came after this statement, I just want to emphasize on the fact that it says, based on where I live, that number happens to be a majority of African Americans, and I'm highly uncomfortable around very loud, unpredictable, and aggressive behaving individuals. Now, in this case, we're speaking of, the black community, which unfortunately, when you think of the hood, you think of black people because that's the majority in the hood. Black people aren't the only individuals that are unpredictable, aggressive, and loud. Like, I've been in places in Brickell where I'm like, okay, to a non-black person, because I'm like, I don't know where you're at and I need to be able to defend myself. You understand what I'm saying? So let's make sure we're right there. All right. Let's make sure we're right there. Right there. Okay. I agree with you. I think people don't know the difference between hood people relating to gangbangers and scammers and people who simply just live in the hood, and they group everyone together based on what the media portrays black people to be, which creates a prejudice within our own community. Now, let me put a pause. They have more that they're going to say, but I want to put a pause. And again, let's emphasize, it's sad that I have to say this because a lot of people, they don't really understand, but there's a difference of people that live in the fucking hood and like scammers, gangbangers, and all that shit. And as someone that's grown up in the suburbs at some point and in the hood, I live in a hood right now. Okay, I just want to make sure we're both on the same page. I live in a hood right now. When my Uber drivers drop me off from my job is a very nice and pristine place. When they drop me off from my job, they get scared, nigga. So with that being said, I just want to make sure that we emphasize hood people that live in the hood, and gangbangers and scammers and all that bullshit, totally different things. Totally different things. So when you say I'm scared of hood people, what are you going based off of? Are you going based off of the way they dress? You going off based off the way they talk? You going based off of what you've seen them do? Or are you going based off of the bias that you have in your head, which is all of those things probably put together? You know what I'm saying? Are you going based off of your personal experience? Like, what is it that you're scared of when you say you're scared of hood people? I'm trying not to get, emotionally invested in this because, kumbaya. Like, this is my motherfucking podcast. We got to be cute with it. But I also don't want people to walk around here. And for me personally, when I originally heard I'm scared of hood people, I'm thinking about the gangsters, the gangbangers, the scammers, those niggas. But as I continue to listen to TikTok videos, people are not specifying that they're scared of those people. They're saying people that's from the hood in general. So it's such an umbrella term when you say I'm scared of people that's in the hood. If I'm walking on the street, you're not going to be scared of me. You're not. Shit. I don't fucking know. You could be scared of me. Your ex-wife could look like me. I'm terrified. Your ex-wife probably could try to kill you. So I don't fucking know. But when people look at me, I don't seem as a threat. And as a person that I know how to code switch. I do. I code switch very well. I code switch very, very well. But that don't mean that hood bitch ain't still in me. You know what I'm saying? I still get rowdy if I need to. But when you say you're scared of hood people, you really got to specify that. Are you scared of the people that live in the hood? Or are you just scared of the gangbangers and scammers and all that stuff? You know what I mean? You got to specify that. I'm not trying to get all mad and get all serious and political because we could do that. But I like to be a little political, but also just throw in, commentary and then flush it out and make the vibes good again. Because sometimes people don't want to hear that. But things that need to be said will be said by me, period. Especially if I feel a strong way about it. And this conversation in particular, I do feel a little strongly about it because, I live in a hood. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, in the hood at some point in my life, you know? I live in the hood right now. Bitch, I be scared sometimes. I be shivering me motherfucking timbers, okay? I hear gunshots, I'm fucking scared, okay? But that doesn't mean that I see the hood and I'm scared of the hood itself. That shit really be chill. It's just that if you don't get into no shit, you're good. To finish what they said, now you have people automatically judging people on what they wear, how they talk, walk, and what they're genuinely comfortable with, and associating it with negativity. How I dress or talk, or anyone of that matter, doesn't define my intelligence, integrity, or maturity. And although I do agree that presentation is important, what's the point when you've already judged me from day one? What's 4 plus 4? What's 4 plus 4? Bitch, 8. Because that's exactly what that motherfucking person did. Ooh, get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Okay. Because that's exactly what that motherfucking person did. They ate. They ate. And if you guys don't understand what that person meant by what they said, I honestly don't know what else I could tell you. I just want to end it with saying being scared of all hood people is stereotyping and inevitably anti-black. A lot of people might not understand that that's anti-black. Let me just read you what anti-black is. It's the spectrum of anti-black actions and behaviors span from unconscious bias to motivated acts of prejudice. You're scared of all hood people? It's anti-black, okay? It's anti-black. I said anti-black, bitch. Y'all seen the videos of them people putting pillows in their stomach and their back? At first when I seen that, I said, I don't know. Like, it makes me key, but I also look at it like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, And I don't even have a big back. So I'm like, I ain't gonna say shit, but I'm just saying that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I look at it, all right. Moving on, this person said, what's the hood really like? And how is life there different from the suburbs? This person said, I lived in the hood for a couple of years during school. Restaurants in the hood will have thick plexiglass to protect the workers from people trying to rob the stores. There are a lot of pawn shops and payday loan places in the hood. A lot of storefronts are empty. There are far more people out in the streets in the hood, but they're often just hanging out. You'll have people dealing or on the lookout. I saw a guy shooting the window of another car driving away on a drug deal gone bad. The strangest thing that I noticed is the level of cleanliness and maintenance. The hood has more litter on the side of the streets, sidewalks have more issues, and there are more weeds. In the suburbs, it is truly the opposite. Stores are open and welcoming. You have nicer stores. If people are out, they're often exercising, and the parks, housing areas, and etc. are pristine. Let me read you guys what I have noticed when living in the suburbs versus living in the hood. So for me, listen to me when I say this. Grocery stores in the hood are a lot more expensive than the ones in the suburbs. Let me repeat. Grocery stores in the hood are a lot more expensive than in the suburbs. Now, I don't know if it's just me, because I live in Florida and it's like, specifically Miami. 30 motherfucking 5. Not Tampa. Not saying Tampa's bad. Not Tampa. Not Orlando. I live 305. So I'm going based off of what I've experienced here. Personally, I live in Pork and Beans. If you know what Pork and Beans is, you probably from here or you probably have been in the mix. If you don't know what that is, look it up. Closest thing I can say is Liberty City. That's all I gotta say. But basically, I like to shop at a specific grocery store that just happens to be in the North Miami suburbs because it's so cheap. I don't have a vehicle, so I have to Uber everywhere. I Uber to work, I Uber out, I Uber to grocery store, laundry, all of it, I Uber. It's cheaper for me to Uber to North Miami, which I'm kind of close. I'm like 15 minutes away from the grocery store, but that's still a 15-minute Uber ride. So I'm like 15 minutes south, and if I go north to this grocery store, there are cheaper options for me, which there's a grocery store right there. Like, it's so walkable. It's like 2 blocks away from me right now. When I tell you, I used to shop at that grocery store and spend like $250 on half of the items that I had going to this one grocery store. Like, it's actually insane. And when I peeped that shit, I was like, I'm not coming here no fucking more because they purposefully put, I can't say the brand's name, but all I'm gonna say is it start with a P. You know what I'm talking about. If you're from Miami, start with a P and it ends with a A. P and not a letter A, but it sounds like A. I can't tell you what letter it is, but it sounds like A. But I just wanted to specify. If you in the hood, stop shopping for your groceries in the hood. Go to the suburbs. It's cheaper and they have motherfucking deals. And they got deals. They know what they doing. Go to the motherfucking nice places. You live in the hood, stop shopping for your groceries in the hood. Stop that. Also, anybody else notice that there's never police cars like patrolling? Like, if I go down the street to fucking Wynwood, if you don't know what Wynwood is, it's like a nice little place where you go, you party, blah, 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 blah. If I go to Wynwood, there's always a cop car that's there patrolling, chilling, watching out for anything to go down. We don't have that in the hood. Like, we don't have that in the hood. And when I was in the suburbs, we had that. Like, there was a cop car there, or at least around the area, to make sure shit was straight. We don't have that. Like, the only time I'll see a police car is if they're running, like they're going through the area, they're driving by, or if someone calls them here. That's the only time I'll see the police. So imagine. So it just makes more sense. I don't want to say it makes more sense why more crime happens here, because my area used to be a lot worse 5 to 10 years ago. It's a lot better now. But like, it just makes sense why I can't even say what I want to say. I'm not going to say what I want to say because then we're going to get controversial, girl. Damn, I'm getting controversial. We just started. I'm like 10 minutes in. Like, what are we talking about? For my girlies that do live in a hood or have moved out, tell me what you've noticed. Like, what's the difference that you have peeped? Like, what is it that you notice? Like, oh, okay. Let me know in the comments down below. Because is this my personal thing? Is it just me? Tell me if it's just me. I mean, I don't give a fuck if you think it's just me. This is what I have experienced. Motherfucker. Maybe you didn't experience it, but I did. Guys, I had another Celsius. I know. Last time I talked to you guys, I think I told you I had a Celsius, and that shit gets me going. I'm trying not to get addicted, but I can't help it. That shit's good. And then mine tastes like passion fruit. I mean, it doesn't really taste like passion fruit. It all tastes the same to me. It just actually gives me energy. Like, I'm jumping off the fucking walls. Let's get into my next segment, Latest Obsessions, where I speak of my anime, book, music, or interest in general. Or things I'm just obsessed with, like things I'm into and watching and listening and blah, blah, blah. So the first show that I have here is 3 Body Problem. Let me hold my comments till the end. It says, across continents and decades, 5 brilliant friends make earth-shattering discoveries as the law of science unravels and existential, I always mess up with that word, existential threat emerges. So basically, Earth encounters an alien civilization from a nearby system of 3 sun-like stars orbiting one another, and Kitty's here. Kitty, what's up, baby? Y'all see that tail, baby? What's up, sexy? Hey, girly. What you want, mommy wubby? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in mommy mode. Don't put your paw on me like that, girl. You see mommy working. Mommy's working. Okay, you can sit here if you want to sit here, but I'm not going to scratch you. I mean, unless you want. I'm sorry. Damn. Looked at me like I was motherfucking bonkers, bro. All right. So, for my people that don't necessarily like, not science fiction. Yeah. For my people that aren't dorks and geeks, this might not be for you. But for those that are, like me, Neko, you're hitting the mic. Mommy, I do you the mic. I'm sorry. Yeah, so if you're not into dorky and geeky stuff, this is probably not for you. But at some point I did want to be a scientist when I was young. Notice that shit wasn't made for me. Are you making donuts? I'm sorry, guys. She's a distraction. That's a wonderful fucking distraction, though. I love it here. What are you looking at, bro? Sorry, she was like looking at something that kind of threw me off. But I have to bite my tongue I'm going to bite my tongue a little bit, but you know I always have to give my own description after reading a description. Scientists are mysteriously unaliving themselves. That's all I'm going to say. Can't say anything else, but you heard what I said about the alien. Watch it. Watch it. That's all I'm going to say. If you like shit like that, watch it. Next show is Super Sex. Super Sex, which was created by veteran Italian screenwriter Francesca Manietti. I really hope it's Francesca Manietti. Francesca Manietti, and premiered at the Berlin Film Festival in February, chronicles of Sifredi's. I'm trying to pronounce this in the best way that I can. I'm sorry, guys. I have a little bit of a lisp. If you can't fucking tell. And on top of that, I'm so bad at pronouncing names. So please, just give me a break, man. Starting as a child whose world is unpended with the death of his brother, only to discover the adult film industry, eventually becoming a global superstar. Now, I first want to say, when I first began to watch this show, I started turning my head because I was like, oh, okay. I noticed that in Italian culture, they're a lot more touchy than what I'm used to. Like Haitian culture, we're not touchy in the way that they are, and we're not as open with certain things. I don't know if this is actual, Italian culture. I can't go based off of a fucking show. Like I've met like some Italian people, but it wasn't like that. So maybe it's just with their family, but I don't know. They were like a lot touching. I was like, oh, it was a little bit of a culture shock at first, but I got used to it. I got over it. But it's just like certain topics of like sex and the way you speak to, individuals at a certain age. I was just like, okay, this is fucking different. Oh, okay. Woo. Okay. And then I learned that, this is actually based off of someone's life. So I guess that kind of like shook me up a little. Not shook me up in a bad way, but I was like, oh, okay. Just a cultural difference. But I will say, I really, really, really like the way this show is filmed. It's like absolutely beautiful. Whoever was behind that motherfucking camera, I just want you to know you cooked. You seasoned the food correctly. You cooked it to the right motherfucker. I felt like, you know that man, what's his name? The food critic from Ratatouille. That's how I felt. Like I felt a sense of, I'm trying to look for the words to say. I hate when I start closing my eyes and reaching out into the air. I look insane. I do that in real life too, y'all. It's so embarrassing. But listen, I just felt a sense of freaking euphoria. I just felt so like I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Europe. Let me want to go to Europe. That's how it made me feel. It made me feel so good about what I was seeing. I was like, damn, I got to go to Europe, girl. I got to go. Also, there's one specific scene in a certain episode I will not specify because I want you to watch the show. I don't want you to just go and skip to the scene. But there's a scene where they made him put on a leash. I know that kind of sounded like a fart. It wasn't a fart. It's just my lips. But girl, if you like submissive men, girl, that's good. I like a little man that's a little dominant, but if you like submissive men too, then that might be for you. Spooky. I gotta stop. I'm not stealing that girl's stuff. I can't. I'm not gonna steal her stuff. But I do keep saying spooky because shit is spooky. It's spooky, bitch. The last show that I have on here is The Tearsmith. Let me read you the description before I say what I need to say. 2 orphan teens finally get a chance at being a part of a family again when they're adopted by a loving family. But the pair are sworn enemies. As they battle their traumatic past and their complicated feelings for each other, they forge an unbreakable bond. Now, when I read that, let's just get calm. You can put your headphones up for this part. When I read that, what do you think? Are you thinking of, 2 kids that were just, they were abused in their orphanage, looking and hoping for a better life, seeking a mom, seeking a dad, seeking a place to call home, seeking somewhere they can feel safe. and then imagine them falling in love. Like, I know you can put your volume back down because I'm about to get loud, but I know you're fucking lying. I know you're fucking lying. Now, not saying it doesn't happen, but what are the fucking odds that you get adopted and the person that you get adopted with, y'all fall in love? Huh? Y'all are brothers and sisters now. It's just, I know you're not related by blood, but it's still fucking weird. It's still fucking weird. And the thing is, it's kind of good, like kind of cringy, but kind of good. So I'm like, oh man, you know what I mean? It'd be nice if they use that enemies to lovers trope in a different way. Cause I love a good enemies to lovers trope, which lately is getting real fucking stale though. Like, y'all need to switch it up. Switch up the way that you do enemies to lovers trope. I'm writing a book myself right now, little spoiler, but I'm writing a book myself right now, and I don't know if I'm gonna do an enemies to lovers trope because everybody does it. And then I feel like people aren't really executing it good. Or I should do an enemies to lovers trope just, ooh, okay, I might be cooking right now. The book ain't coming out anytime soon, so if you want to brainstorm with me, we could brainstorm. But that's true. I could do an enemies to lovers trope on that part. Damn, that sounds great. I could. I'm gonna sit on that thought. But yeah, like, what are we talking about? I don't know. I just feel maybe it's like, you know how some categories on Corn, they have like stepsister, step bro, stepmom. Maybe it's that kind of thing. Maybe it's for the I was about to say the girls, but when I say girl, I mean girl. I mean just like girl. Y'all heard Kitty? Hey Kitty, what's up? You want to be on the mic? You want mommy to hand you a mic? Uh-oh. You always coming in frame, girl. Get your moments of... You biting my finger, girl. What you want? She wants attention. Just like her mom. Want it, but don't want it at the same damn time. Anyway, whoa, that sounds so bad. Hey, relax. I didn't mean it like that. Consent always. The first song is Coming Down by The Weeknd, and the quote I have is, "'Cause with this money comes problems, and with these problems come solutions, and I use them when I'm faded. I forget what you mean to me. Hope you know what you mean to me." I told y'all I'm in my weekend bag. I'm in my The Weeknd bag. Do I say my weekend bag or The Weeknd? Like, can I say either? I'm gonna just say The Weeknd bag. I'm in my bag of the week and I'm in my The Weeknd bag. Like, I just can't. It's just something. I told you, I'm feeling dark, mysterious, and sexy. Not broken, but sexy. Dark, mysterious, sexy. I'm on the prowl. I'm just doing things. That's how his music makes me feel. Unless it's like, I feel like I'm in. Let me not get a copyright. Other than that, I'm like, just mysterious. I'm pouty. I'm looking unsatisfied. I'm looking though, because I like it, but I'm going to let you know later when you're broken. Like, that's how I feel. That's how the music making me fucking feel. Next song is Master of None by Beach House. And the quote I have from this song is, "You always go to the parties to pluck the feathers off all the birds. On your knees, I would not beg you, please." What are you even talking about? Like, I don't even know. Like, I know what that meant, but at the same time, I was like, what are you talking about? But I'm like, I get it. You gotta be in the know to know. If you're not in the know, then you don't know. That song just makes me feel like I want to lay in the middle of a pool and I want to have that playing below or like into the water, and I just feel the vibrations of the music. Yeah. I described that in a good way. That's how that song makes me feel. I just want to be just laying down, and it has to be night. It has to be night, not the daytime. Has to be at night. I need to be able to see the stars. I'm getting ready to do a little roast over a fire in a cabin in the woods. And I'm like laying in the pool and I'm looking up at the sky, and this music, it's playing, maybe not even in the water. It could be playing outside of the water, but I just like feel the vibrations of the music in the water. That was oddly very specific. Maybe I need to try that out, because maybe that's like a little fantasy of mine. Like, I've always wanted to go to a freaking cabin in the woods, but every time I say that to somebody, they say, oh, well, this is the beginning of a horror story. You know damn well we go first. Like, okay, bro. Damn. Nobody want to go with me. I'm finna go by myself. But then when I go by myself, I'm gonna be like, okay, well, what's next? Like, I know myself. But at the same time, I think I still might do it, because fuck all y'all. Yes, kitty. What you need, baby? It's dinner time. It's not dinner time yet. What you calling me for? The last song on this list is Back to the Old House by The Smiths. And the quote I have from this song is, I would rather not go back to the old house. There's too many bad memories. Too many memories. I don't know. I was feeling... Whenever I listen to that song, whenever I'm just like chilling in the morning or even chilling at night, when I'm just chilling, I listen to that song. I'm not really watching any movies right now, so I believe that is all for that segment. Now let's get into the free flow part of this podcast, which I recently added this to be the free flow because I noticed at the end of my podcast, I'll always just randomly branch off into doing something. So I guess I'll leave this segment where I just talk shit. I talk about my life, things I'm thinking about. You know, it's just random shit, because I have at least like a steady flow in the beginning of the video, and then it just branches off into random shit. So I'm gonna just make this my free flow segment. I need you guys to listen for a second. Tell me what you think about what I'm about to say. So let's just imagine you meet a guy online. You guys are getting ready to go out on a date. He says, oh, you want me to pick you up? Yeah, come and pick me up. Which, don't be giving your address out to people when you have not met them. You don't know if they're crazy. Don't know if they're crazy. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. But let's just say you decided to take the risk and you gave them your address, right? Right. So they come and pick you up. You walk outside and they're standing there. You're like, what are you fucking doing outside? What are you doing? And they're like, oh, I couldn't find your house. And then they walk with you to the car, and they walk you to the car, and it's a hoopty. What are you to do? Right? This shouldn't be a hard question, right? This shouldn't be a hard question. It shouldn't be a hard fucking thing, right? So let's just say, like, I'm trying to find the best way to say this without telling this bitch business. This is regarding a friend of mine. I won't say what friend. But she recently went on a date, and that's what happened. And she seen it was a hoopty. For me, like, damn, this gotta sound horrible. Let me just talk about her. Okay. Let me just talk about her before I say for me. This girl is used to people that's driving Mercedes, Aston Martins, Ferraris, you know what I mean, BMWs, all those expensive cars that won't die with you when you close your eyes and the soul seeps from your shell. All those cars, right? And then this person comes and picks her up in a hoopty. Do you think it's right for her to feel as if she shouldn't get in this car, or she shouldn't hit this person back up because they drive this vehicle? Now, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and I'm going to tell you how they feel, and I'm going to tell you how everyone else around is saying, right? Well, maybe I'm fucking wrong for what I'm about to say, but like, and I'm not trying to say I'm a pick me, because bitch, don't even fucking try it, because I still get picked up in a vroom vroom and a vroom vroom vroom. Man, period. But like, I'm kind of iffy about this topic in particular, because even though I've had guys that pick me up in nice cars, they have, you know, bread, they have fucking bread. Good for you. Not my money. But like, yeah, they got bread. Like, you know, they're pretty well off. And I've had a partner that wasn't the most well off. And, you know, he was a good man. He was a good man. We just didn't work out. And it's like, I didn't want to put myself in her shoes, but I have been in a relationship where my nigga was broke. I'm going to just be for real. My nigga was broke. Okay? And it's like, he didn't have the best financially. and he couldn't provide for me in a more material sense, but he did provide to me, you know, emotionally, and I really rocked with him, and we split up because we weren't meant to be. So I was like, oh, do you fuck with him? Like, yeah, he's fucking cool, like I like him. But the problem was that, like, you know, he was broke. He's broke. Roommate, was living in his car, like broke. And I'm like, damn, I mean, if this man messing with you and y'all met online, I don't know. I was like, if I'm living my life like that, I don't think I should be even focusing on poom poom. At that point, my hand is my best friend, because I'm not focusing on poom poom if I have my life to get together, bruh. I have my life to fucking get together. I don't think I'll be getting poom poom if I have my life to get together. That's not me. That's not me. Now, my other friends, on the other hand, my other friends were like, why are you messing with him? Like, why are you talking to him? Also, these are men. These are straight men. I'm like, oh my God, well damn, it's a tough world out here. Well, I'm the fucking pick me bitch. That I really am the fucking pick me. Because if, you know, straight men be hating men, then straight men, oh, worst to the worst. So imagine straight men are saying, why are you with this person? And I get it when they say like, oh, his priorities aren't necessarily in order. If, you know, he's living the way that he's living, or he was living, like, you know, it's just, but it's so fucking, it's a freaking slippery slope, because I understand you gotta start somewhere, bro. Nah, I can't even say at the same time, because it's like, what, broke people don't deserve love? But if you have a certain standard that you like to be upheld to, then that's totally different. And that's basically what they were trying to say. And that's what she was like indecisive about. She's like, should I still fuck with this guy? Because I do have a certain standard that I like to be upheld to. But she's also like really into the guy. So I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. I think I'm going to end the episode. I think I can end it now. Yeah, I think I was rambling this episode, but like, I don't know, my anxiety was kind of high this episode. I think it's because we started with such a serious topic and I couldn't throw in as much jokes because I wanted my statements to be taken seriously, but I also wanted to have a good time with you guys. Yeah, tell me what you guys think about that. I'm not trying to be a fucking pick me by saying, you know, see it out, see how he is, but at the same time, if I'm embarrassed for you to come and pick me up in front of my door, damn, I don't know. Because it's like, are you embarrassed because of the car itself? Or are you embarrassed because of what other people thinking about you? Neko, that's my cat. If you've seen that black void behind me. But you let me know what you think of that. I'm really on the fence because I understand. But at the same time, I understand. But I understand. All right, anyway, if you like this episode, If you want to see more of me, you can go down and click my Spotify and see the other 9 episodes that I recorded. 9 episodes. Keep that in mind, guys. And I try to record every time I get off of work. So imagine I went and worked a nice, good 9-hour shift. And I came home and worked again another hour and a half for you. Just to give you quality content. Got your dumb ass. Oh, wait. Damn, don't look away. Why the fuck would you do that? I felt like one of y'all looked away. I felt like one of y'all motherfuckers looked away. That's why I said that. But, yeah, guys. I don't know what to say.